Welcome, everybody. Obviously, this is quite a big, important, auspicious day. That it's big for us in terms of the event coming together. It's not just about Milton Keynes, of course, today. It's about the Arc. And we have some other big international things going on in the background. Just to reassure everyone, I have got an orange tie on, but that doesn't mean I've got any affiliation to Donald Trump at all. Or indeed any other party, but I hope you've all voted, those of you who are eligible to. What I'd like to do is just set us up for the day, say a little bit about the Academy. First of all, we will be tweeting those of you who want to. In fact, this was happening yesterday, but I've just got to flag up that the hashtag is Design for Living MK, not Design for Living, because that takes us onto another thread, and also at MK Council and at the AoU. I'm not going to go through all the sponsors again because Jeff's mentioned them, but just a big thanks to Milton Keynes Council, the Academy's big partner in this, and all the sponsors, because they've been incredibly supportive in planning this and preparing it. And if I can also add in those who supported the tours, both as guides and facilitators and speakers and presenters yesterday, because they were most informative and we've had very, very positive feedback. The Academy has been around, I can't remember if it's for 12 or 13 years now, someone will remind me, but it's grown into a huge grouping of hundreds of people as academicians, but not all architects and planners and urbanists. And we've also grown geographically. So we started mainly in the UK and Ireland, but we're all around the world, and we've got our eyes on South America and one or two other places where we've got members and who want help, or sorry, we've got people who want help and we'd like to convert into members. Much of the knowledge we have built up has grown from our system of awards. You'll see from the European cities there in red and some of the places, streets and towns we visited in Scotland and Ireland, that there's a real digging down. It isn't just the locations, it's the study of those and the sharing of the learning that's built up a huge amount of knowledge. And I'll refer to the books in just a moment. But the publications and the awards, each finalist gets a drawing, a figure ground, and of course the wonderful poem from our poet in residence, Ian McMillan. But for those of us in the room, it's not the award and the accolade, it's the learning. And for any of you who are interested in studying whether street spaces, places, towns, neighborhoods, or the great cities of Europe, that CPD is invaluable. And if you can go on several of them, you build up a huge data bank of knowledge that you can use, but also contacts as well. This year's awards will be celebrated in London on the 27th of November, and it should be a great event. I'm trying to remember, we've got Porto, Sheffield, and Utrecht as our finalists. So all of these will be visited in the summer. So if any of the study visits, if you're interested in any of those, please get in touch with the Academy team. Our big event following this is not a congress, this is a major symposium, but our big congress is to be held in Eindhoven next month. And it builds on the success of Aarhus and this fantastic one we had last year in Cork. I know some of the people in the room were at that. And it really was an amazing experience of studying, learning. We had there our guest speaker, our keynote speaker, Richard Florida, and lots of places and experiences, but that has built on the success of previous ones. And we propose to do that in Eindhoven with a focus on things like housing and social housing and affordable housing, but also a city that lost so much economically with a sort of collapse of the likes of Philips, turning itself around through reinvention, or innovation and reinvention. So there's a lot to see. We've got diagnostics visits we do. If you're interested, if you need support from the Academy in your town or your neighborhood, let us know. We've got ways that we can do that. And if you're interested in the learning and you feel that you're catching up on years of work that we've done, there are books and publications, some of them shown here, some of them you can get outside, and also the journal that's published. So we're very much about sharing the knowledge, the learning, and the ideas across our different modes of membership. And again, many of you in the room are already members, whether you're academicians or corporate members or whatever. There are different levels of membership. And I would say one of our biggest growths, and maybe one of the most satisfying parts of the Academy's activity, is the growth in young urbanists, not only in this part of the world, but in many others where we work. If you want to find out more, those are the details. And This is really building, as you heard from Jeff, on an existing relationship with Milton Keynes that's gone on now for a number of years and built up a sharing of inquiry, sometimes celebration, sometimes strategizing, and helping people come together and have serious discussions about where places go. And we will be starting today at the regional scale when we hear from Andy, and then we're going to hear from others, and I'll introduce them as we go through. I won't read everyone's CVs out in full. They're in your packs, but we'll move on to look at who we're designing for. We'll look at neighborhoods themselves, at housing and innovation, and we will culminate today's activities with the keynote address from Jennifer Keesmaat just after 4 o'clock this afternoon. I hope you'll have a great day. I hope it'll be fun. The one thing I'm going to ask you to, because we've got a packed day, is any questions or any comments you make, if we can restrict it to 60 seconds each, then we'll get more discussion throughout the day. So first up, I'd like to warmly welcome Andy von Bradsky, who's very, very positively stepped into the shoes of the Minister in his role as Head of Architecture at the Ministry. He knows a lot of what's going on, and he might actually be able to say a little bit more in the questions he takes at the end than the Minister might have been able to do himself. So please give Andy a warm welcome.